What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Uncle Roe Talk podcast with Ray, and we're going to talk about NBA, NBA FIBA, the bowl games coming up on New Year's Day, and the Lakers. Ray, the Lakers. What's going on with the Lakers, man? What's going on with the Lakers, bro?
All right,
What's
I
going on?
got I got one word that describes the Lakers right now. It's injuries. It's injuries,
Injuries.
injuries, inconsistencies in the lineup. I don't think they're healthy, right? All all the way around.
Okay.
Luka's not playing as well as he was playing in the beginning of the season. You got
You think that's
AR
because of
out.
injuries? You think that's because of injuries?
Yeah, I think he's got some lingering injuries. He's trying to carry the team right now, all on his back, which doesn't bode well. Where they're not moving the ball, they're not moving the ball like they were earlier in the year. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now.
Okay.
AR being out I think it's huge,
Yeah,
huge right
definitely.
now because the chemistry that him and Luka have, I think is underestimated by
I
by a
agree.
lot of by a lot of people. So
But
yeah,
it,
I'm
I mean, look, the elephant in the room. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. R and Luca, their chemistry, one of the best backcourt duos in the league, one of the best backcourts in the league. And then LeBron comes back, and that all goes out the door. They're no longer the best duo in the league, the best backcourt in the league. AR is hurt. Luca doesn't look like he's happy. The chemistry, the flow is all gone. Look, they were never a good defensively. They were never a good defensive team to begin with. But I think with the addition of LeBron, with LeBron coming back, their defense looks worse than when he was gone, in my opinion. He doesn't even want to play defense. LeBron is just checked out in so many ways. He's what I would say going through the motions, and you can hide it well. If you're a basketball player, you can hide going through the motions and still act like you're out there playing. To the casual fan's eye, you're not going to pick it up. But to me, he's out there just going through the motions, man. It's not real. He's not in it. He's not trying to win. He's not doing the things that trying to win. He's complaining to the refs. He's over complaining to the refs. And that just shows me that he's on his bullshit, man. But just to be honest with you. You know what I mean? That's what I see. And I don't see that getting any better as long as LeBron is there. And I want the Lakers to succeed. I've always been a Laker. But I don't see that turning around as long as LeBron is there. One, I don't even think he's happy to be there because of the fact that I don't think the organization, well, we all know the organization has problems with them. They're not on the same page. They don't see the they're not on the same page about the future of the Lakers. And I think that's affecting the locker room. I don't think the guys believe in LeBron. I don't. He's more of a cancer than he is a benefit at this point in his career and his mindset. What's your take?
well. I When he first came back, I think he was integrating well in there. He was still trying to get kind of his legs under him. That was his kind of training camp there. But at the same time, you had AR, like you had a consistent DeAndre Ayton. We have a very inconsistent DeAndre Ayton right now. Inconsistent also in and out of the lineup, DeAndre Ayton. So when I say injuries has, I think, a big factor of what the Lakers are going through right now. I think it is affecting the chemistry. I won't put it all on LeBron's shoulders. Yes, I admit I don't see him play, as hard. The man's almost going to be 41 years old
All right.
with
I'll,
with
I'll,
a with a lot with a lot of miles on there, and I think psychologically too, when it comes wrong on Father Time is neck and neck with him now, neck and neck, and inching forward past him by the second. So until they can get a stable lineup there, I think it's still going to be challenging. Do I want LeBron off the team? Depending on what the return is, I wouldn't I wouldn't mind it, But like I said in the previous episodes, 23 is on our team. I'm rocking with 23. Can he carry the team? No. Oh, he can't. And I'm glad he's not the best player on our team anymore because that's been a disaster when your 39, 40-year-old is still your best player on your team. But We talk injuries. Like I said, DeAndre Ayton in and out of the lineup. Marcus Smart in and out of the lineup. I'm glad we have Jared Vanderbilt back into the rotation now to bring more defense there. Rui has started his midseason slump for some reason
He's
and
never been
can't
a defender though.
hit a shot. So I don't think you need great individual defenders. You need great team defense. And their team defense in the beginning of the year was middle of the pack. They were playing good team defense for the roster that they had at the time. But again, uh, that Christmas Day massacre against your Rockets still makes my
Yeah.
blood boil on there. You know what? I was in a bad mood on Christmas. That was the
What?
reason why I was in a bad mood on Christmas compared to last year's Christmas game
Yeah.
when we took down the Warriors and AR making that last minute shot to win, and then we lay a goose egg
Yeah.
there. So yeah, I don't. I'm still rocking the Lakers. I know you don't
Right.
know what jersey I have on just yet because I didn't want to reveal it to you.
That's a Luca jersey
Just
right there.
double seven,
Is
double
that a
seven.
Luca jersey?
Luka
That might be a
jersey.
Rui Hachimura.
No, it's no. You see the double seven.
Oh yeah, baby, Luca. I guessed it right. Let's go,
So
Luca,
yeah, a
baby.
little,
At
little
least
Christmas gift, a little Christmas gift to myself.
I can rock with that. I
Just
can rock with that.
so at least I know this guy's not going anywhere
I can rock
for
with that. As long as it's
for the
not,
time being.
as
So
long as it
so
doesn't have a 23 on it, I'm good.
it's a safe jersey, but
As long as it doesn't
hey,
have a 23 on it, I'm good.
but 2 3s hanging in the closet though. 2 3s
I
hanging in
like
the closet. It may make an appearance. May make an appearance. We had Magic's
you know
jersey that made an appearance. Now we have Luca's. Don't know if
Lucas.
I have an AR T-shirt jersey, but I don't think I can squeeze in that one.
Nice.
So maybe we'll just
Hey,
hang that
my
one in the
take,
back of the wall.
like my thing about LeBron is I'm not here to I'm not here to bash LeBron, but we're gonna call it what it is. All right, you formulated this team in a sense. JJ Redick is there as your head coach because you brought him in. And JJ Redick doesn't like what he sees in you. We've seen it through, we've seen it a couple games now. The frustration from JJ Redick. It's really to LeBron and Luca for not playing defense, yes, but it's really for LeBron. LeBron, you got to give more effort than this. Whenever people say he's 41 years old, you got to give him, got to give him some leeway. He's 41 years old. You're making 50 million a year, and you want the same. You want the praise when you want the praise when you go baseline, reverse dunk it. You want the praise like you're incredible. But when you're getting beat on defense every other play, you want to use your age as an excuse. We can't have it both ways, man. You know what I mean? You just can't have it both ways. You're 41, but you're posting in the offseason how in shape you are. I played till I was 38. I never used my age against me. I just played, and I played hard defense. LeBron, you're checked out, man. You don't. Before the season started, you and your camp didn't like the approach of the Lakers. The negotiations and your vision for the Lakers did not connect with what the Lakers' vision was. Let's just be honest. Clutch Sports, they did everything they could to try to, paint the narrative to go your way. Well, and that's why you sat out, said you had injury. But we know the truth, bro. You want to control the narrative, and everywhere you go, you're complaining to the referees. You want people to say, he's too old to play defense, so he doesn't need to play defense. But then you go reverse dunk baseline or your iconic transition dunk and you want us to praise you. Nah, man. We see right through real players see right through you. And I'm a Laker, that's why I'm offended because Lakers will not get out of the first round this year. That's my prediction. They will not get out of the first round this year. They're gonna get beat. I'm telling you. With this roster, with LeBron still there, it's a circus. It's a circus. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So that's my thoughts on it, bro.
Well, let me ask you this. So, what are potential landing spots for LeBron this year if he waives his
Honestly,
no trade
I mean,
clause?
I
Is there a
seen
way out?
something.
Is there? Is there?
I seen well, I seen something about him going to Golden State. I read something that That was actually a good idea. I mean, I look at it from a standpoint of whatever we do, he needs to leave the Lakers organization for the Lakers to get back to where the Lakers used to be traditionally, championship form. They need to cut out cancers, and I believe they need to cut LeBron loose. And, it would be good for LeBron. I'm sure he would love to play with Steph Curry. That's kind of his thing. I'm gonna go to a team with the superstar and attach myself there. He doesn't have to be the center of attention in the sense of he doesn't have to have the ball in his hands, last second of the game if it's decided on a game winner or one last shot. He's got Curry, so he doesn't like that limelight. He doesn't like that spotlight anyways. In those minutes, we know him, so he can float and be who he is as far as like he'll grab attention when need be and stay away from it and not get blamed for anything that goes wrong. So I think Golden State's a good option. I mean, we'll give them up and we'll take anybody really. That's what my approach for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Give LeBron up and we'll take anybody. It doesn't matter.
What I do is I look at the teams that they're at that desperation phase, which I see Golden State. I agree with you. Is that team that's desperate for another jolt? It worked with Jimmy Butler for a little jolt last year.
Well, look, I'll
He
take
came
I'll
in.
take I'll take Jimmy for LeBron. I'll take Jimmy for LeBron. Jimmy plays both sides of the ball. I'll take Jimmy for LeBron.
I'll
100%.
say, all right. So to wrap up this segment, I'll take Jimmy and Jonathan Kuminga. We'll give you LeBron and Tulsa Connect. And
Well, yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that. Fair
you
trade.
know,
I like
and
that. I actually like that.
and we'll throw in Gabe Vincent if he can
Who?
ever Gabe Vincent.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine too.
You know.
We'll do that.
So that's what I'd like to see. We'll see how it goes. I just hope that AR's injury scares me right now. Right now, lower calf injury, right? Because we all know what that leads to if it's not properly managed
Right.
there. So uh, that will, I think, throw the season if we lose AR.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot if the Lakers lose AR and they don't make any major changes, which I don't think any mid star to superstar would even want to go play for the Lakers, because they know the situation in the locker room. They know what's like having LeBron around, and it's just I guarantee you they're not with it. Now you can get other players, lower tiered players to go to the Lakers, but anyone mid star to superstar, no, they're not going to go to the Lakers. They're not trying to play with LeBron, bro. I don't see it.
And one other thing outside of LeBron, what I think the Lakers need is some bench firepower. They don't have
Yeah,
anybody on that bench that
I
can
agree.
get you that's going to come out firing off the bench.
I
I
agree.
know there's some
I
talk
agree.
of bringing Malik Monk back. He's not getting his minutes up at Sacramento right now.
I don't think he's trying to come back. Well, for the right money, yes, but if he
Yeah,
had options, I don't think he'd want to come back
he's
after
got
how
his
they beat him.
contract. Yeah, they didn't. He got his contract because of the year he played with the Lakers.
Yeah,
So that's how Malik Monk got his money. We'll see. We'll see how the
we'll
Lakers
see.
go.
We'll see.
But we're on a 1 game winning streak. And like I was telling you earlier before we start rolling, a win's a win. A win's a win. You don't break a
Absolutely,
losing
wins.
streak without a win. So whether it be the Queens up there
But
in
sometimes,
Sacktown,
hey, but sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. So they beat the Sacramento Kings, but we all know Sacramento Kings are bottom of the barrel right now. And they're not really a good team. So those are games that when you look at your schedule before the season, you just circle it saying, "Oh, this is a day off." I'm gonna stay up a little later that night before the game because we're this is an easy win for us. Those are one of those games, and I've been there.
1 game winning streak. 1 game winning streak.
1 game
Put it
winning
out
streak.
there.
Hey, shout out to the
Bring it
Lakers, man.
bring on the Pistons next.
Don't say that. Don't do that.
That's true
I,
test
I wouldn't. I
tomorrow.
wouldn't. I wouldn't do that now.
Tomorrow. Get crazy
Yeah,
Isaiah Stewart.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be
All
interesting.
right. Let me transition to this. It's kind of I'm calling it out audible only because I said crazy Isaiah Stewart, and when it got me to thinking. Did you watch the scuffle between Mark Williams and Jose Alvarado.
I did. That was funny. That was
Oh
funny.
man,
Well,
what 7-1?
Mark Williams kind of gave him a little shove at the end there when Jose was getting ready to complain to the referees when he turned around. Mark kind of pushed him in the back. I get it, but look, Jose, he's a tenacious player. Like he plays so hard that some guys interpret that as being a little dirty. He's kind of a pest, you know. He's kind of like the annoying pest. We've all seen him pick up guys full court. That's what it kind of like what he hangs his hat on, you know, just hustling, playing hard. So I get it. And Mark was probably like, dude, chill out, you know. But again, you pushed him at the, you kind of gave him a little unnecessary shove when he was trying to talk to the refs. I would have reacted too if I was Jose, you know. You can't back down, even though you're a little dude out there. You can't back down.
Yeah, when he clipped him, I think Mark was like, "What? Did
He
I just
did.
get punched?" You know, and then I see Mark Williams slapping Jose like a fly. Instead of punching him, he had an open hand slap. I thought that was the
I
most
know.
comedic
Jose's feisty though,
squabble.
man. Jose feisty. He from New York, man. One of the New York cats.
Comedic, comedic.
Boricua,
Yeah,
man.
you know. So,
That was
all
funny
right.
though. That was funny.
What else we got? What else we got?
Hey man, we got the NBA and FIBA partnership. You know, they're gonna meet in January to talk more details on this, but this is interesting. This is an interesting take. So it's basically a partnership with the NBA and the Euro League, right? So they're in talks to start a new league in Europe. It's a whole new league in Europe. Okay, so there's some talks of like 16 teams, and the cities would include let's see here. I know it's like Turkey, Spain, two cities in Spain, two cities in Germany, Greece, where else? London, Paris. So yeah, it's interesting. My thing is this: the NBA, if they're going to partner with Europe, with FIBA, the NBA is going to take full control of this. Okay, this whole situation, they're going to take full control of this, in my opinion. And I don't want them to come in here to try to entertain the game of basketball, to try to change the game of basketball into pure entertainment like they've done in the NBA. You know, FIBA basketball is very different than NBA basketball, even the organizations. You know, it's a lot of the teams in Europe, they have a following because these teams have a following because it's great basketball. It's tradition, right? The fans have been following these clubs for decades. It's great tradition and beautiful basketball. The NBA, we all know, is very entertainment based. Now, if they're going to influence FIBA and this new league in Europe, I'm just worried that it's going to get really, really NBA ish, which is not going to be good for Euro basketball, FIBA basketball. It's going to change a lot of things. My stipulation is this: if Europe agrees and FIBA agrees to joining and partnering with the NBA, I want to see FIBA rules on the court. I don't want to see NBA rules. I want to see FIBA rules basketball. That's going to be interesting to me to see an NBA team play FIBA rules against Europe teams, and that I think that's going to be exciting. But if they implement NBA rules in that game, I just think it's just not going to be. I think a lot of people in Europe are going to be disappointed.
What does that do to potentially to the Euro League?
Well, they still have the Euro League, and this they're planning this new league in between the schedules of Euro League, NBA, and also national team obligations. So we don't know how long this league will last, how many months it'll last, but it won't conflict with all the other schedules that that's going on. It won't conflict with any of the NBA schedules, Euro League schedules, or national team FIBA schedules. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. They're in early stages of talks, but you know there's interest on both sides, and it's getting very interesting. As they say here, they're going to meet in January with a few more meetings. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see
Hmm.
what transpires. As a fan, it'll be cool to watch, right?
More
It'll be
basketball.
interesting. Yeah, one more basketball, which is awesome. Two, just a contrast of different styles, right? And I think you can only really, really see the contrast in different styles if you play FIBA rules, not NBA rules. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see, but If it does happen, it'll be good for fans to watch, like basketball fans, but I don't think it'll be good for Europe basketball. In the long run, I don't think it will be. NBA will benefit from this. That's my take. So speaking of NBA, let's look at the standings right now, right?
Do we have to?
Well, Lakers are in first in the Pacific, so it's all good, right?
Does the division title mean anything anymore?
I mean, they're not
You
doing
know,
better. 20 and 10, 20 and 10. 20 and
it's
10,
not a
not
lost
bad.
season. It's not a lost season. We have the same record as your Rockets.
Yeah, Rockets just won tonight, so I believe they're 20 and 10 right now. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Rockets. Where you at?
Yeah, Rockets 20-10 on a 3-game winning streak.
Look at the Spurs though. Wow, 23 and 8. Wow. The West is stacked. The West is stacked. Surprisingly, the Suns aren't doing bad. That's kind of
I thought
surprising.
that they were going to have a difficult year this year. No,
I did
they've
too,
been
but
holding their own, and yes, it's
they're
the Dylan Brooks effect.
I
You
agree.
got a bunch of
I
players
agree.
with a chip on their shoulder.
I agree. He defends and now he scores. Hey, Dylan Brooks is an example of you can still develop a lot of things in your game to improve over a summer. Dylan Brooks, he's always been known as a defender, a tenacious defender. I mean, at Oregon, he was able to score, but he hung his hat on defense. We all knew that, right? But this summer, I mean, he really worked on his offensive game, and he's showing us a lot of things we never knew he had or forgot he had, I guess. But I mean, he's able to score in the mid range. He'll punch on you, get to the cup, punch on you, long ball, his footwork, everything. He's really, really worked on that this summer. And man, it's pretty incredible to see. It's inspiring to see, especially for young players. Take a look at Dylan Brooks and what he did this summer to improve his offensive game, his footwork, his shot consistency, his mentality, his handle. I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. So shout out to Dylan Brooks, man. Shout out to Dylan Brooks. He's a hooper. He's a real one. Shout out to Canada, Team Canada.
Team Canada, they got some ballers
They got some hoopers, man.
up there.
They got some hoopers, man. In the Eastern Conference, New York, baby, and Detroit. New York and Detroit. Wow. Detroit just got beat by the Rockets, though. They just got
Detroit?
beat by the Rockets.
Yeah, that's probably. I knew they're up and coming, but I didn't think they would shoot up to the top of the Eastern Conference this
Yeah, me,
year.
me too. And they're young. And they're young. So shout out to them. I mean, that young energy, man. They're really defending really well. Cade Cunningham's a beast. He's leading that team in so many ways. I mean, they have a franchise player in him, and they got a bright future. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons for real. I love what I see. So, hey, let's transition to college football, though. College football. Hey, New Year's
College
Day.
football.
New Year's Day. Indiana versus Alabama. Who you got, Ray?
I'll have to go with IU.
You going with IU?
Anybody against Alabama. I rate Alabama and Ohio State as far as teams that I dislike the most up there.
Yeah.
When it comes to teams I dislike, Alabama's right there with the Ohio State University for me. So I'm going with IU.
My heart, of course, wants IU to win. I'm pulling for IU. It would just be a storybook season for them, right? To just go undefeated and continue to win. Um, It's just something about Alabama that scares me, though. They had an up and down season. They didn't start off the season too well, but Alabama's Alabama, and I think they might be clicking now. What scares me is, they're started to click late in the season, and they're a dangerous team. Top three team in the country, in my opinion. I mean, if you take away their record, where they're playing right now, top three team in the country, and they're dangerous. So I think it's going to be a heck of a game. Again, let's go IU, but man, Alabama's scary.
I think too, when you look at last year on the college football playoffs, the teams that had the bye were the ones that had problems in the quarterfinals.
It happens like that a lot of times. Yeah, it usually
Yeah.
happens like that.
I'm just pulling up 2024. Arizona State had a bye, lost to Texas. You had Oregon that had the bye, lost to Ohio State. Boise State had a bye, lost to Penn State. You got Georgia that had a bye, they lost to Notre Dame.
Mm.
So all 4 bye teams last year lost in the
That's
quarters.
those aren't good statistics. Well,
Yeah,
let's hope let's hope Indiana doesn't fall in that category this year because man, what a season! Heisman Trophy winner Mendoza. We gotta continue this winning streak. We gotta continue this winning streak. But I can't wait to watch.
19-0. So big a good game at
It's
the
gonna
Rose
be an
Bowl
amazing
on New Year's
Rose
Day.
Bowl in Pasadena, Indiana versus Alabama. Let's go. Let's go. You should go, Ray.
Oh, man, the crowds out there in Pasadena,
Yeah.
one for the parade in itself,
I mean, if I was in
right?
California, if I was in Southern California, I would go just because it's Indiana. Only reason I would go. Yeah. I'd figure out a way to go just because it's Indiana. Man, I wish I was there. I got to get my Indiana hat. I got to get my Indiana. Yeah. We appreciate y'all for joining. Until next episode, this is Ray and Uncle Roe signing out. Peace.